Howdy, folks. Welcome to Kelvin Vollrath's Fiddle Jubilee. My name is Walter Brennan, and I'm really delighted to be here with you today. Now sit back and enjoy some great music by Canada's fiddling sensation, Kelvin Vollrath, and his special guests as they gather virtually to entertain you. Now put your hands together and welcome Mr. Kelvin Vollrath. Take it away, Kelvin.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 6 of my Fiddle Jubilee. I hope you've all had a real good summer. I've had a good summer. Look, I'm wearing my golf shirt. It's summer right now. I think today is August 15th, but I'm getting everything all prepared here. I'm going on tour this fall in a few weeks, and so kind of had to get my September and October, working on November Fiddle Jubilee right now. So here I'm wearing my golf shirt. Hopefully maybe going to get doing some golfing today. Hey, look, I'm sitting in my studio. This has been my workspace here for the last since the pandemic hit. You always see me sitting over here recording. When I'm playing my fiddle, here's my fiddle right here. I'll give you a little hint here. There's got a little microphone attached here to my fiddle. I'm gonna put it in there with a piece of sponge. It's made by a company called Bartlett microphones. I absolutely love it. And this is my recording studio computer here. So I record my fiddle into there along with my backing track. And over here, oh no, let me back up. I'm recording the videos on an iPhone SE, which is an old iPhone. That's what the videos come from, is an iPhone. And then I import them into this computer over here, this Mac computer, and I've kind of learned something about video editing. So this is where I do all the video editing over here and compile all the videos, and this is where the Fiddle Jubilee is made. Just a little background information for you. It's been fun. I've enjoyed doing it and learning something new. They say you can't learn an old dog new tricks. Wrong. Anyways, that first tune that I played there, that's a tune that I wrote many years ago, and it's called 37,000 PA, 30,000 PA in French. And I gave it the French name, which means feet, 37,000 feet. I gave it a French name because the tune's crooked. You can't count to four in all the bars. It's a very, it sounds French-Canadian to me. And I wrote this. I was playing in Ottawa one time. Well, I play in Ottawa lots over the years, and I remember this one particular time. On the last day, Rhea and I and Randy Foster and Eleanor, his good wife Eleanor, we went downtown Ottawa and went to some different pubs and what have you, and we had a few pops. And then Randy took us to the airport, and I was feeling a little bit happy. And when we got up in the airplane, up to 37,000 feet, this melody popped into my head, as crooked as it was. And so I named it 37,000 feet, or 30,000 PA, I think the French say, something like that. And I think it was recorded on an album called Friendship. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm so delighted today to have a couple of fiddle guests with me. Mr. James Steele from Saskatoon. I've known James since he was just a little fella. He'd come up to the Emma Lake Fiddle Camp. He'd be in my class, and I knew he was going to be a wonderful fiddle player. And in 2013, he won the Canadian Grand Masters Fiddle Contest. And here we're going to play a tune together that I wrote for my community here where I live in St. Paul. We're famous up here in St. Paul. We have a UFO landing pad. Every town in, or no, I shouldn't say every town, but most towns in Alberta have, some kind of a monument celebrating something. Vegreville has a great big Easter egg, a Pasenka. Up in Glendon, which is Ukrainian country, they've got a big pierogi on a fork, and in Mundare, Alberta, they got a big sausage. They're famous for their sausage. And in Vilna, it's a huge mushroom. Well, in 1967, here in St. Paul, they built the first UFO landing pad. This is a tune here called the Landing Pad Polka. Please welcome James. James, that was great. Thank you so much for that. And if ever you want to bring in your UFO and land at the landing pad, we're all set up. We're a people kind of place here in St. Paul. Beautiful play and great to play with you again, James. And right now, when I get my guests to play with me, I get them to do 3 tunes. And we only feature 2 tunes of them on each show. And so I've always got an extra video. And I always wondered what I might do with them. And on today's show, the guest I had planned for today couldn't be a part of it today. And so I've got these archived videos. And from show number 1, I had Mark Sullivan, a great, great fiddle player, originally from Ontario. And here we are going to play a tune that I wrote for him a number of years ago. This is called On the Mark Sullivan. Big hand for Mark, everybody. Hey, right on, Mark. That was wonderful. That tune has become popular. We hear that in the fiddle contest played by many. And I'm sure they all love you, and that's why they're playing the tune. Big hand for Mark, everybody. You know, I love writing tunes for family members. And my wife, her aunt, Auntie Irene, she's just a little ma tante Irene, I guess is what they say in French. Just a little lady like this. And a few years ago, I think 2020, I wrote her a tune and recorded on my album 2020 Fiddle and Calvin Vollrath and Friends, and called it Petite Irene. And Irene just passed away here just a few short months ago. And a dear, dear lady. And at the funeral, they asked me if I would play her waltz for her. So here we go. This is Petite Irene. thank you so kindly for that. I love that waltz. It's got that real old time. You can just see Rhea's mom and dad and my mom and dad dancing around the dance floor on that. It's a wonderful old time waltz. And, another past guest that we had, and I believe maybe from episode number 2, was my good buddy, Randy, the fiddle and fireman, Randy Foster from Ottawa. We're going to bring him back for this show. Him and I wrote a tune many years ago. Randy loves the Scottish style music, and as I do as well. And I've played over in Shetland a few times. And when I was over in Shetland, I never got to meet this gentleman because he had passed away by the time I got there. But I sure found out the influence that he had on all the fiddlers. His name was Willie Hunter, a great player. And I composed the first half of a tune, and Randy composed the second half of the tune. And I wanted to name it after Willie Hunter because it sounded like something that he might play. It reminded me of the fiddlers from Shetland. And so this is a tune here called Compliments to Willie Hunter. Everybody put your hands together for Randy Foster. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, no. I'll leave that for Randy. I'm no whistler. Randy, that was so good. That was so good. People love you. They love your fiddling, and they especially love your whistling. Thanks so much for being a part of this, Randy. Absolutely wonderful. We're going to go back now to an old video from I believe this is 1987. For a few years, I was the musical director on a TV show on CBC out of Edmonton called Native Nashville North. Loved playing on that. The music was done live on stage. It wasn't pre-recorded. They turned on the cameras and away we played. We backed up various guests and they would feature the band every now and then to play some fiddle tunes or instrumentals, or somebody in the band would sing a song. And here's a medley of fiddle tunes that we recorded on the Native Nashville North TV show. I hope you enjoy this.
Joelette jig, high-level hornpipe, and Maid Behind the Bar.
Oh, it's nice to have the old memories, the old videos from years ago, and I got the black hair. Oh, times have changed. But great, just absolutely wonderful that with today's technology we can share these videos with you, and I hope you enjoyed. I love them old tunes. Every week I ask if you could find it in your hearts to send a little donation to Old Cal for doing this show. And you know what? It's there's not a lot of people. I want to thank the 10 people that send something every episode. It is so greatly appreciated. And I know that we've got thousands of people watching, and I understand that not everybody can afford, and I guess this is the times we're in. Most people are not into sponsoring something like this, and I totally understand. That's the way it goes. If you can find it in your heart, and you've got a few extra bucks to send it, think of it as a price of a ticket. By all means, a lot of work goes into this, with the recording and the video editing, and it's not a perfect show, that's for sure. It's fun, and we're just trying to do our best to entertain you. And so we've got all the information in the screen in front of you. If you can send us a little ticket fee, donation, tip, whatever you want to call it, Thank you so kindly.
I met Calvin probably, I think, in the year 2000 when I was 10 years old at the Emma Lake Fiddle Camp. So I lived in Saskatoon, and that's about two and a quarter hours, I think, away from Emma Lake. So I went there to the Emma Lake Fiddle Camp that first year, and I knew Calvin already because I had a couple of his albums that I had listened to, and I was just so nervous to meet him because I knew he was a fiddler really unlike any I'd ever heard before. But I just remember, Calvin was very nice. He would take younger fiddlers kind of aside and tell them tips or spend time on how to improve their playing. And I just remember thinking that, not everyone does that. And I really, really appreciated that. And what I love about Calvin's music, I still listen to it all the time, whether I'm walking to work or in the car. It's the old time style of fiddle, which I love. I really love the old time dance style. But it's, while staying true to that tradition, it's still really interesting. No tunes are the same. They're never predictable. They've got great chords. They got interesting little twists. And he's so good at kind of writing tunes that capture the spirit of the personality of the person he's writing about. So that's another thing, is the sheer amount of tunes Calvin has written is a great way to keep Canadian fiddle fresh for a lot of years to come. So thank you, Calvin, for all you do for fiddle music in Canada. I really appreciate it. And thank you for inviting me to be on this show. It's been a blast. Well, it's my pleasure to introduce the next tune, the Steel Reel. Calvin wrote this tune for me about 9 years ago, and I was so happy to get it. I'd always had friends at the Emma Lake Fiddle Camp where Calvin and I would go, and I'd see people who Calvin had written a tune for, and he would play the tune for them at the concerts, and it was just always a dream that one day he'd write a tune for me. So thank you so much, Calvin. And this tune is perfect for me. It's an old-time tune, which I love the old-time style, but it's got a bit of a twist, some nice chords in it, so I'm really so happy that you wrote it for me. The Steel Reel.
So good, James. Go. Right on, James. That was wonderful. You haven't got a bigger fan than old Cal here, I'll tell you that. We got time for one more one more tune in today's show. I hope you've enjoyed it. You know, it might have been back in 1995, way back. I got hired to come and teach at a one-room schoolhouse up in Sheridan, Manitoba, way north of Flin Flon. It was kind of the end of the road. It was grade 1 to grade 8, and I believe they had 24 students right from grade 1 to grade 8. And the teacher was Blaine Klippenstein. It was one teacher. And he wanted to teach his students how to play fiddle. Well, Blaine didn't know how to play fiddle himself. So before we went up to do this, he came to the Emma Lake Fiddle Camp. And he stopped at a music store in Prince Albert on the way and bought himself a fiddle. And he come and he took the fiddle lessons in the beginner class. He learned something about it. On his way out of camp, he went back to Prince Albert and he bought 24 fiddles for his kids up in the school. And he said he knew that this would change their lives, to get music into their lives. Lots of the kids came from troubled homes, and he knew that this would help. And so he hired myself and Trent Gruner to come up and spend a week with the kids. And what a monster he created, because other schools started to see what was going on, that what Blaine had started. And now in northern Manitoba, there's over 5,000 kids playing fiddle in the school division, in the Frontier School Division, thanks to Blaine Klippenstein. They call him Clipper. And I knew that I had to write him a jig. I had to write him a tune. And he had written a jig many years ago called the Gravel Road Jig. And it's a little bit crooked, kind of in the Métis French-Canadian style. And so I did the same thing for him. I wrote him a jig that's a little bit crooked, and call this Clipper's Jig. I hope you enjoy. This is for you, Blaine.
By golly, folks, well, that was a great show, Calvin. Reminded me of the good old days right there. Hey, friends and neighbors, do us a favor and click on that subscribe button on Calvin's YouTube channel, and then you'll get notified when the next episode gets released. Because I know you ain't going to want to miss any. And don't forget to tell all your friends about the show. Well, that's it for now, folks. Until next month, take care, stay safe, and have a good day. See you at the next Calvin Vollrath Fiddle Jubilee. Yee Haw!